guys, it's Jamie and Mike with the Tiki Treehouse, and we have brand new Disney Wonder news for you.
All right, so Disney Cruise Lines just announced yesterday, September 2nd, that the Wonder is going to be resuming sailing October 1. Now, that's going to affect some things because it also involves some cancellations and some itinerary changes. And we just want to make sure we get that out to you guys as quickly as we can.
Yep, so the really important points. First, cancellations. The Wonder is not sailing until October 1st, so if you were on a September sailing, September 24th and 26th, those sailings are now canceled. So if your sailing is canceled, you have a couple options. You can receive a refund in full. You can receive credit towards a future sailing.
Okay.
Or you can choose to move your sailing to one of the other modified sailings on the Wonder and receive an onboard credit and 25% off a future sailing before September 30th, 2022.
Okay, so you can full refund.
Yep.
You get your money back. Or you can get a cruise your credit, or you can go on a cruise within the new times, and they'll give you some cruise credit on your ship for that sailing.
Onboard credit.
Onboard credit on that sailing, and they'll give you 25% off, but it has to be within the next year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, does that 25? That's any cruise? Additional cruise. If you schedule another one,
they did say most future sailings, so
okay.
You'll just have to, look out for the fine print that they're saying 25% off most sailings if you modify to one of the October sailings on the Wonder.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So those are canceled cruises.
Okay.
Okay.
What about that's canceled? What about the modified itinerary?
So now there are modified itineraries too, because before there were 5 and 7 night sailings available on the Wonder, and they are no longer doing those for the month of October. They are only doing 3-night and 4-night sailings. So if you were on the 7-night voyage departing on October 1st, or the 5-night voyages departing on October 26th or 31st, those are now automatically 4-night sailings.
Okay.
So if you were on those cruises, if you were scheduled to be on those cruises, they are now 4-night sailings. That happens automatically. You don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't like that, if you want to modify or cancel, you can. So you can cancel and receive a refund, just like the canceled cruises. Okay. You can move your dates. Okay. Or if you stay on one of those sailings, so if you stay on your original date, which is now a 4-night cruise, then you get those same perks as the people who canceled and modified. So you get an onboard credit, you get 25% off a future sailing before September 30th, 2022.
And you also get the difference, right? Like, because it went from a 7 to a 4-day.
Yes, absolutely. So you would also be refunded the difference in the cost of that cruise, the voyage fare, any taxes, fees, port expenses, all of that. The difference between either the 7-night and 4-night or the 5-night and 4-night, they would refund that difference to you.
And this is all on the Wonder, correct?
All of this news is the Disney Wonder. Okay.
So that means they're all coming out of. This is all out of. Where's the Wonder sailing out of now? We're sailing.
Yep. Okay. So the Wonder will be sailing out of San Diego starting October 1st. Okay. They have 2 itineraries. The 3-night itinerary. Okay. Which goes to Ensenada, Mexico, and has a day at sea.
Okay.
Or the 4-night sailings, which have 2 days at sea and a stop in Cabo San Lucas.
Okay. So, and I want to make sure we hit those because those would be the ones, those 4-day nights are now what the 7-night stays, the sailings were going to be. Now those are going to be that 4-day going down to Cabo.
Correct.
And if you got yours canceled, you have the option of either the 3 or the 4-day to switch to. I just want to make sure we hit that. Okay. So, all right. So shortened, but there are some They have a couple make goods that they're trying to be running.
Yeah, there are some perks. And something else that is interesting to note. So we talked yesterday about the changes to testing guidelines. We've talked in the past about the vaccination guidelines. So all of those still apply to these sailings, okay? So, if you're 12 and up, you have to be vaccinated. If you are 11 and under, then you have to get a PCR between 3 days and 24 hours of your sailing. Everyone's getting tested at the port, so all of that is still the same. But this is an interesting note for the Wonder, and I'm going to actually read this to make sure that we get it right, but this is something we haven't seen yet. Fully vaccinated guests who wish to disembark the ship while in the port of call can do so without the need to purchase a Disney Cruise Line port adventure. But guests who are vaccinated and wish to disembark the ship with unvaccinated children will need to purchase a Disney Cruise Line port adventure. So that's a little bit interesting. We haven't seen that yet since the ships haven't gone anywhere besides Disney's private island yet here in the States. This is the first time that a ship will be going to a port that is not Disney's private island. And so what they're saying is, if you're vaccinated adults or vaccinated children, but basically if you're vaccinated, you can disembark at the port and you don't have to do so with a Disney port adventure.
Right.
But if you have unvaccinated children in your party and you want to disembark at port, then you have to do so with a Disney port adventure. So just an interesting note for people to be aware of.
So they're keeping them in the bubble, basically. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to stay in that quote unquote Disney bubble on the ship and then in the Disney port adventures.
Right.
But if they're unvaccinated, so you got the kids, they want to keep them safe in that Disney protected bubble so they don't have to worry about potential exposures, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. And then what else is going on with the Wonder? Because I know there's more going on.
We've got one other big thing with the Wonder. Okay, so the Wonder is in San Diego for the month of October, but then she heads back to Galveston through the Panama Canal. That is a 14-day sailing, okay, or 14-night sailing. It departs on November 5th, but the big thing to know about that particular cruise is that everyone on board has to be fully vaccinated, which means no kids 11 and under. Right. Everyone on that 14-night sailing has to be fully vaccinated, so no children 11 and under will be able to sail on that itinerary. So if you were booked on that itinerary with children, then sort of the same kind of cancellation options apply.
Right.
You can modify to a different cruise, a different sailing. You can cancel and get a full refund. And those people will also receive that 25% discount on future sailings taken before September 30th, 2022.
Okay. All right, so
Lots happening with the Wonder.
Okay, so recap, there's some changes. Check your scheduling dates. Check your, get online. Make sure to check in with your staff to make sure everything's square and you know exactly what you've got going on, because this is not something that you want to, surprises are bad.
And the announcements did say that if you are booked on an affected sailing, you will receive an email. If you have a travel agent, they will receive an email. So if you know you're on one of these affected sailings and you haven't heard from your travel agent yet, you might want to give them a call. And if you haven't received an email from Disney, say you booked this directly, you don't have a travel agent, and you haven't received any communications yet about an affected sailing, you can go on the website and there is a number to call. Yeah.
So they've got basically that month out because they're at that October 1. So you do have some time, but you probably want to get on that right away.
Yep.
So yeah. All right. That's exciting.
News.
Okay. So is that affecting any of you? You got any questions? If you tell us if it does affect you, what are your choices going to be? And if any of you are going on that 14-day through the Panama Canal, totally let us know how that goes. That
Very
would be
jealous.
super cool to go do. So, just let us know, and when we hear anything else, we'll be making sure to, we'll get that out to you guys, information out as quickly as we can.
Thanks for hanging in the treehouse.
Have a great day.
Bye.